Father, you have a package for each one of us. You know us, you know each one of us individually. You know our burdens, you know our names. And Father, may we leave this place not as we came. May we encounter with you, and may our lives be changed and be changed forever. In the name of Jesus Christ, I've prayed and I've believed. Praise the Lord. Privileged once again to be in St. Francis, the chapel that I treasure, the chapel that molded me and made me who I am. The first week I came to the university when most of you were not born, when 99% of you were not born. That is 1996, October. I still remember vividly exactly what happened when I came to St. Francis, and what I encountered is what I still have today. And nothing, I want to cut my long story short because I've given the testimony quite often that the father of my children, I got him in St. Francis. Of course, you know my testimony, that's why those hands are few. Don't do what most of you do, come here to look for men. Me, I didn't come here to look for men. Instead, I was telling my fellow students, please, let's make the years. 3 years is nothing. We can finish. We don't need them. When the man was in the bus listening. Those of you who have never heard my testimony of how I came to meet them, she was introducing my husband. Just walk around in the staff of Makele. When you meet the most handsome man, you will know you have met the Salong or the father of Penninah's children. It has been by the grace. Those are 26 years down the road. I can't say it has been of anyone. It has been by God's grace. We met. It was my first year of, now freshers are going to say, oh, first year, first week. And now they start going to look for where is mine, where is mine? He is not here. And you start looking for who is who. And then when they said, and you also turn like a cat and a dog. No, please. Don't respond that way of calling you. And then you start looking. You are not dogs. That is too cheap for you. Those who will need you, they will find you and they'll say, hello, madam. Can I speak to you? I know what university students love. I was once there. Back to the topic I was given. You will never be thirsty again. When I was given that topic, I said, I will preach. It was like 2 weeks ago. Now this morning, I woke up to prepare my sermon. Yesterday evening, I started feeling a bit weak and headache. And my son, whom I've been telling, you really cough and flu. No, you have to go to school. So when he came home and found me in bed, he said, Mommy, you are getting cough. Huh? Yeah, you are going to feel the test. I said, so you are happy that your mother is sick? No, but Mommy, when I am sick and you tell me use Covidex. Now, Mommy, what are you using? You also use Covidex. Little did I know the devil was failing me to come. This morning I was so weak. Now somebody preparing to speak about you never be thirsty again. Since morning I've taken over 6 liters of water. Now I'm asking God, how would I talk about never be thirsty again? I'm a person who doesn't like water. To take water, either it has to be pot water. I have to spice it with vanilla. It has to be very cold. Sometimes I must put in a drop of soda. But since morning, I've been taking lukewarm water. No spice. I don't put anything. And now this is the topic I'm going to talk about. You'll never be thirsty again. But since morning, I've been thirsty enough times. And then I asked God, okay, which is the message? That is the fresh. The thirst of the fresh. We are going to go to John chapter 4. The encounter of Jesus and the sinful Samaritan woman. I loved this story very much. This is a story where Jesus woke up in the morning to go and fulfill his mission on earth. Because when we read Luke chapter 5, verse 32, Jesus' mission, he confirms it and says, I did not come for the righteous. I have come so that the sinful may be saved. So he wakes up to the well to fulfill his mission to redeem the sinful. And the Samaritan woman finds him there. And Jesus requests for water. Jesus wanted to beat all the odds of the time. When you read the story, because Jesus was looked at as rabbi, he was a teacher of that time, and he was a man. It was not common for a man to be seen seated with someone, a woman who is not his wife. But that is what Jesus decides to do. He sits with a woman that was not right. Number 2, he sits with a sinful woman when he was a teacher. It was not right. And in number 3, he sits with a Samaritan when he was a Jew. Jesus doesn't mind who you are tonight. It doesn't matter where you come from. This evening, may you encounter with him. It doesn't matter whether all your tuition is paid. It doesn't matter whether you are an orphan. Tonight there is a Jesus who beats all the odds and doesn't mind what the public has given you. It doesn't matter what the obstacles are. He says he wants to meet you at the point of your need. This is a woman who comes to fetch water at the time when she expects nobody is there. Because of now, most of you are from Kampala. Those of you are from the village, you know fetching water. It is either in the morning or in the evening. During day blood, it's rare to find people fetching water. But this woman waits in the afternoon because when you read the story, she was sort of a rejected woman. She had been married to different men. And out of the 5 men, she wasn't staying with anyone. She goes to fetch water and she finds Jesus waiting. May you find Jesus waiting for you tonight. May Jesus speak to you the way he spoke to this woman. And when Jesus appeared to her and she says, may you give me some water. Immediately, the first thing that rang in the woman's mind, how? I am a Samaritan. We are a rejected tribe. You are a Jew. How? But Jesus insisted. Because he was still fulfilling the word that you come and we reason together. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18. You come. This evening Jesus is calling each one of you individually. Come and we reason together. Is there anything in you that you feel no one? I was impressed of the last testimony. Somebody having no sleep, to the extent of taking drugs to look for sleep. And for you, when you sleep and you forget and you are saying, hello, my sweetheart, I can't sleep because of you, when you have been snoring. Hello, my dear. Hello, my dear one, you are the only one. Without you, I have no sleep. Let him tell you what it means to have no sleep so that you don't use that anymore. Because you may call it and it comes. Did he look for the woman to get sleep? He had to go for the drugs. And we thank God that the drugs didn't work until he met Jesus at his point of need. Tonight, may our lives be changed. Let us not take it for granted. This woman had been to the well at the awkward time. This woman had changed husbands, thinking that's where peace was. How many girlfriends have you changed? You can't even imagine. How many boyfriends have you changed? Some of you say, we can't run one at a time. We run so many so that when one disappears, we move with the other. How many debts are you going to pay? And because you say, we are going for that date. I have a date. So how many debts are you going to pay before the semester ends? And how do you pay? You say you are going for a date, but when you are seated, you are waiting for a drink. And the drink is also part of the date. By evening, I don't know what you pay the date with. But this woman knew. In the beginning, she hadn't understood exactly whom she was talking to. And she starts challenging this Savior. May you stop challenging God when he comes to you. I know this evening some of you are saying, no. My great-grandparents have done it through this way. We have what we need. It is a matter of doing this. But Jesus says, you will never be thirsty again. This woman had changed lives, thinking that is what can fulfill her life. But it was impossible. And as they communicated, Jesus says, the water you are taking, you'll still come back. But the water I'm going to give you, it will never be the same again. And now this woman starts looking at Jesus. You don't even have a bucket. Because going to the well, you would carry your own bucket, put in a rope, send the bucket down, bring water. It was laborsome. And mostly there had to be men to help in bringing that bucket out. And this woman looks at the man telling her, you need water, the living water. And the woman says, you don't have a bucket. How are you going to give me water? After all, this well has been there since Jacob and our ancestor Jacob. The woman starts narrating all her past. Now Jesus says, eventually after that discussion, the woman surrenders and says, okay, give me the water. Jesus wanted to deal with this woman, but Jesus wanted to show the woman that I know you. That's the reason I'm here. I want to tell you, my dear friends, the one who has called you this evening, he knows you. He understands you. Now when the woman surrenders and says, okay, give me. And Jesus says, go and call your husband. It's not a matter of coming for the altar calls. There is something to be dealt with behind. There is something that has been happening that it is what Jesus is calling you for. It is not when you come here that it may start, but that's not all. Jesus wanted to show the woman that even as they are two, but there's something else to be dealt with. And the woman says, no, I don't have a husband. But this woman should have said, I have enough. Whom should I bring? I have 5, plus the one I'm sleeping with. My girls, how many boyfriends would you bring to Jesus if they say, bring your boyfriend? Whom would you bring? The same to you boys. Which girl would you bring to Jesus? This woman says, no, I don't have. I have. And then Jesus says, you are right. You don't have. Because you have been married in 5 houses. And in none of those you steal. This world can judge. This woman didn't tell anyone about her story. But Jesus knew. You may be seated on something that you have never told anyone. But I want to tell you, there is a man that knows it even before you explain it. Even before you narrate. You may be having that pain. This woman had been changing husbands. We don't know reasons because she didn't tell anyone and nobody is interested in knowing. The world will look at her changing husbands. They don't know. Maybe she had a spirit of rejection. Whichever home she goes to, they send her away. Maybe there was that anger and bitterness. Maybe there was a stronghold. May we deal with strongholds. May Jesus deal with our strongholds in our families tonight. Because you can't be having this boyfriend before you even go further. He sends a message. It is over. What is over? I went to a certain university I don't want to mention, and I spoke and people got saved. So 2 weeks ago, I got a message from one of the students who is completing. My phone is off. I should have read you the story. And the girl writes, hello, Auntie Penny, I want help. I have a challenge. I have a boyfriend. We've been together for 1.5 years. He has been so faithful, has been helpful. And has been good, has never demanded, but now he has a problem. He has developed a problem, the pain, and the doctors have told him the only solution is to have it. A lady who is completing 3rd year, and I know everyone did biology at senior at P6. P6. When do they do reproduction? That is P6. And this is a girl finishing the university. Now the boy says, the doctors have advised the only solution is that. Now the girl returns to me, she needs assistance. What should she do? Then I said, of course she gave a long story. Then I said, excuse me, there is no way your body can never be a medical reference to anyone. But no, he has been good, he has never demanded this and this and this. And I said, okay, let me refer you to my daughter who is doing medicine. She will give you the solution. Now, when I sent the message, and before that I was laughing with it with my husband, and we called our sons inside. We have a stubborn son. So we read the story to them. And one of my sons, who is a bit stubborn, said, Mommy, this boy should now send a message that he has been taken into ICU. Because we are looking at a girl, a university student in her final year, being tricked girls. How can you be tricked like that? This boy is down there sleeping, no sleep, and for him, I don't think he has sleepless nights. And he's saying doctors have recommended. And he has looked around, she's the only solution. The girl is yet to give in. As I was sending messages and I said, you are going to be graded as the stupid girl on earth. If you cannot reason out this, you will go there for the first time and forever. He will never invite you again. Now my daughter, I sent the story to my daughter and I sent they communicated. And my daughter said, the first thing I've asked the girl is, can he give her the medical forms that show that that's the only prescription? And then, of course, me, I was on the psychological part. My daughter was on the medical part. Now, another thing my daughter asked the girl, when does the pain come and when does it go? And because this thing has been on and on and on, so what has he been using for this pain to go? And at what time? Because the pain is not constant. It has time and it goes. So what has he been using? She couldn't answer any of that. My daughters, tonight, even that, Jesus is at the point of your need. Where you cannot think for yourself, there is a Jesus to reason for you. This woman is saying, you don't have a bucket. How are you going to give me water? This woman have this girl of the university. She's crying for somebody's pain, which is not even there. She's worried over somebody's son. She may even fail exams because somebody's pain has been prescribed that she's the only solution. Even in such cases, Jesus is waiting for you at the point of your need. The woman said, you don't have a bucket. How are you going to give me? I want you to see this Jesus. In this scenario, his patience of the woman who is trying to challenge. Number one, you are a Jew, I'm a Samaritan. Number two, this word is not yours. It was for our forefathers, Jacob. Who are you? You are here to tell me the water. I know how to draw the water. I've been here. You may have been wandering in this world. You may have struggled. There is a Jesus calling you. Jesus tried to clarify to this lady. Jesus tried to clarify to this lady. You have been every day. How many years? For how long have you walked in that darkness? Who has helped you? Where are these husbands and where are the children you have born in those families? You are lonely, even amidst 5 husbands. You have even added on the 6th one. Unless you turn to me, you'll add on the 7th and the 8th, but you'll still be lonely. You may have changed lives. You may have been in here and there. You have been having phones. I have been struggling with my children about phones. Someone offered a phone and he said, when he was disturbing me with a phone and somebody offered a phone, And he asked me, Mommy, which phone is it going to be? I said, it is a free phone. They're giving it to us free of charge when they arrive. And he says, but exactly which phone is it going to be? I said, when you buy your own phone, you ask for specifications. You don't have a phone. You don't even have a torch. Somebody has said, I am importing phones. When they arrive, I will give you one. And you are still lonely because you want to know which one it is. And I said, no, don't ask for the specifications. When they come, you will tell. When you don't like it, you go ahead and buy. And he still comes back, Mommy, I want to know. And then when I asked, they said iPhone. I said, iPhone. Then he comes back and says, Mommy, I want to know which iPhone. You know, this is the world. The world will always make you want and want and want. You don't have a phone. You always use Mommy's phone. And you know, when they're using my phone, all they first do, they remove all my applications and they put theirs. When I complain, they say, Mommy, your phone, your apps make the phone slow. But this is my phone. Mommy, your apps, they make the phone go slow. We can't access ours. And now they change everything plus the password. We are not satisfied. This world can never satisfy us. This is a child who has no business with a phone other than social media. But he is worried. And I was asking, surely you are worried of the phone that they're giving you free of charge? And now they come and specify to you they are bringing iPhone. Now, because me, I don't know iPhone, whatever, what 7 and whatever. Now he gets excited. He goes and tells the siblings, they're bringing me an iPhone. And then shortly he comes back worried. Mommy, I wanted you to know which iPhone. Me, I've been hearing iPhone as the top best phone. You mean there are also classes in iPhone? So you mean a free phone you even want to specify? I want you to imagine this boy asking for iPhone, which class, and this woman has been changing husbands. How many times you put on that dress, it is not smart. You put on this one, it is not smart. You are worried of the friends that are going to look at you of the same dress you had last time. You are going for the function, you'd rather go borrow than wearing yours. That is what the world does. Now I sit him down and I say, excuse me, man. I have been spending this and this and this. I still have to spend. So to be truthful, I am not ready to buy a phone. So when your cousin gives you a phone, whatever phone he gives you, just appreciate. Says, okay, Mommy. Then I say, give him, okay, talk to him and say thank you even before the phones arrive. Then he first switches it off and says, Mommy, when are the phones arriving? Because you know we are going to start confirmation class. How would I go to church when this one has a phone, me I don't have? Excuse me. So that is what is worrying you? This world can make you want to praise the world, to praise them, not praise yourself. Now I start looking at this boy. What was worrying him is how will he start confirmation class when the twin brother has a phone and for him he doesn't have. And how will he start confirmation? And he was already happy because they had told him it is iPhone 7. Shortly, the brother lost a phone. Now I said, now you don't have phones, both of you, so it's fine. Now this one comes. Ask him which phones are coming so that I can buy for myself a phone. Now the other one is in the room listening to the conversation. Hello, which phones are you bringing? I am bringing iPhone 7, iPhone 8. Okay, which one are you giving? This one, I wanted to give him iPhone 7. And now this one specifies. For me, since I'm buying, I'll take iPhone 8. The one whom we thought was asleep jumps out of the bed and arrives. I also want iPhone 8. And now I said, okay, please don't bring phones. I am using these two boys' examples because that's what you and me are. Every now and then we want what we do. Even after getting this, we need the other one. The boy becomes gloomy and moody the whole night. Reason the brother is going to get iPhone 8, which is going to pay for himself. This one who is getting free is getting iPhone 7. And he's saying, Mommy, what can I top up? On iPhone 7, so that I also get iPhone. The world has set standards. But the Bible is clear in Romans. Do not conform to the standard of the world. And this is what Jesus was telling this woman. You will never have inner peace. What Jesus was trying to tell the woman, what you need is inner peace. You have been changing husbands, but there is no peace. You have been up and down. You have not found the joy. There is only one person who is going to give you the inner peace, whether you are married or not, whether you don't have a boyfriend, whether you don't have a girlfriend. Even those who have them, they are crying. But you may not have a girlfriend, you may not have a boyfriend, but you are more joyful than those that have. After all, those girlfriends may not even be your wives. They are only there to drain your pocket. Once your pockets are dry, they will shift. How much have you spent since the year began? Who can be truthful and tell us? On somebody's daughter. University students, you are good at taking care of some people's wives. You are very good at sharing the little you have. You'd rather know it as long as somebody's future wife is taken care of. And when you are getting closer to the end, she migrates. She changes the number. Even when it is still on, says it did not work out. We have had suicides. We have had men commit suicide. We have seen girls being killed because they are looking for the water that does not satisfy. Had these women who have been killed been to Jesus and reported their case to Jesus and says, I know, you who said it is not good for man to stay alone, you will get me the right person. But you are here looking for who is Mr. Right. You try every day. You have the one for the hair. You have the one for the phone. You have the one to put airtime. You have the one to walk with. You have the one to hide. You don't even want anyone to know. You have somebody whom it is only you and your heart and Jesus and the devil. But you have the other small sweet boy who is finishing his engineering. He has already told the parents he has a girlfriend, but the girlfriend does not sleep there because she has said, please no sex before marriage. And he said, my girlfriend is innocent. She has said no, but she sleeps in somebody's chest. Have you brought it to Jesus? Has Jesus revealed to you that the woman you are calling yours is not yours? Have you talked to Jesus? Have you brought it here in prayer? Father, show me, is he the right person? Before we go any further, before he gets that disease that recommends my life, Father, is he the right person? Better relationship broken than the future marriage. You better stop that relationship. May there be anything to kill the relationship if it is not from Jesus. And Jesus is saying, you don't need those people. You don't need the sugar daddy's money. There are things you don't need to be peaceful. This is the only point Jesus was telling this woman. Jesus had seen a rejection in her. And Jesus is saying, you woman, how long shall you live such life? My dear siblings, for how long? Will you live with that pain that you cannot share? Tonight, allow Jesus to talk to you. Tonight, allow the living water that from here, after the woman had accepted, and Jesus had changed her life, she never went back home. She ran to the city, and she gave testimonies. Some of you are living lives that you cannot even speak about. They say, how many of you are doing? You don't want. This woman could not discuss her life. She even wondered, she went in the city, all of you, may Jesus change your testimony tonight. May Jesus change your destiny tonight. May Jesus change your word tonight. May he change your title tonight. May he change your status forever. This woman's status was changed. And when we read further, this is the woman that saw Jesus after resurrection. It may look simple. It looked simple. May your status change, but only if you allow Jesus to speak to you and if you submit. We don't know your story, and we may not need to know your story because there's nothing much we can do about it. Solomon, the wisest man in the Bible, lived all the life. The wisest, the richest, with how many wives and how many concubines? But how many children? Only 2. He wasn't satisfied. And at the end of the day, he says, everything is vanity. And he again went and wrote in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. May you remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Solomon had regretted all the life he lived without Christ. And he's telling the youth, my fellow, my dear ones, remember your Creator. Don't wait to have husbands like this woman and then you have a testimony changed. May you start on a new slate tonight. Present your case tonight. He is waiting. He is calling you. He's already there. This Jesus is the one who was waiting for this woman, by the way. Tonight, Jesus is waiting for you. Do not harden your life. Come and present your case, and you'll see a difference. He has changed our lives. There are things that go on, and I say, Father, where are you? There are times I sit and I say, Father, is this the reason? Is this from you? If it is not from you, challenge the world. But if it is from you, may his name be glorified. But how can you be in somebody's house and say, Father, is this from you? And you are seated on the dining table and somebody is paying bills and he's saying, it is late, I can't escort you. Some of you you know the economy is not good. So what you are doing, you have also decided to be economical. You have decided to use one bed so that the other money for the other bed is spared. You have decided to have one account, the other one is spared. Can you pray when you are in that situation? Now that God has called you this evening, don't say you have come here because you had nowhere to go. Jesus that met this woman at the well and said, you'll never be thirsty again. Let me tell you, my dear sisters and brothers, ever since I knew Jesus, even amid this challenge, I know whom to turn it to. And then I say, Father, you said you are my Redeemer. You know it all. And I say, take it over. And once he takes it over, you relax. You wait for the results. Because we say the battle belongs to Jesus and the victory belongs to who? I want you to see this woman who threw her bucket and ran to the city to tell these people, you, all of you come. May you come tomorrow and talk about Jesus, what he has done for you. Did this man ever come to tell you about his sleepless nights? He kept quiet. He got his people to discuss it with. But he came here after the testimony. After the test, now he has a testimony. This woman had never gone to the city to show herself off. It is until Jesus came to her life. When I was here at the university, I was never this side. I was always this side. But when God changed my life and called me to be into his ministry, I have 1,000 testimonies. How many testimonies? Somebody, when we were talking about testimonies, he told me, Aunt Penninah, I have a testimony. A man deceived me that is going to be my husband. He pregnanted me. When I was 3 months pregnant, I discovered he had another wife, and he was saying, if I don't mind, I'm going to be the second wife. What I did, I aborted. My testimony is, it was successful. Is that a testimony? May God give you a testimony. This woman runs to the city and says, all of you come and see what the Lord has done. And the song was sung. And they wanted to see the man that changes lives. How many of you want to see the Jesus that changes lives? This evening, how many of you have a burn, something that you don't want to share? And please don't come to share. You'll share when something happens. But Jesus says, come, all of you who are weary and burdened, I will give you rest. And the thirst shall never be the same. It will never come back. There is that honor Jesus, and he's calling you. We are going to sing as honor those who feel they have a word with Jesus. Honor those who want to meet Jesus at the point of their need. Those of you who feel there is a burden. You have been wondering why honor you. You have been wondering why these boys come and go. You have been wondering why you are the only one whose fees don't come in time. You must be having a burden. And the public looks at you as if everything is normal. But there is a Jesus. He is calling you. It's not Penninah. They are not the priests. He is calling. Do not harden your life. Be like Solomon. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. Check your lives. Let's come. I myself who is speaking, I want to meet Jesus tonight. Afresh. Come and we meet him. He is waiting. He is willing. Come.